Well, good afternoon, good evening. It's not afternoon, it's evening, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I was working on getting my camera stuff set up because, last night I couldn't flip it, but I figured out how, and it's not anything like they told me how to do on YouTube. My, let's see, what do you call them? Settings are different. And I think it's because I have a new phone, and well, it's not a brand new phone, but it's a year-old phone. And so, but I got that figured out, so I got my marker board. But really, I want to tell you, I put this up here, but I know you can't read it because it's really for me. So, hey, Bella, thank you for joining me. Hey, Sunny, thank y'all for joining me. All right, so here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the myths about cholesterol. And, y'all, I talk to people every day that are on so many medications. They're just on a lot of medications. And we are going to have a drawing at the end. So if you've shared this video, your name is in the drawing. And if you share this one tonight, then I'm going to put you in the drawing for tomorrow night. So every night I'm going to be drawing. So hey, Alexis, good to see you. Lisa, some of my clients are jumping on. Marcia, Linda, thank y'all for joining me. And thank you for sharing my videos because this is how I get it out to the world. I really do. Okay. So, first of all, I want to say this disclaimer. I am not your medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm sorry, somebody's texting me. But I am a physical therapist with a doctorate from Boston University, and I did a special work in health and wellness, and I've done that for 45 years. Yeah. And I love helping people get healthy. But here is my goal really, is to help people get off of medications, not ever get on medications. And here's why. Because, and this is going to be probably something new for you to hear, but medications treat symptoms. Just like an aspirin, it treats a headache, okay? But it doesn't get rid of the headache. It just gets rid of the pain, which is a symptom of why you might be having a headache. So, not why you might, but it's a symptom, all right? So, got a little confused there. So, just like statin drugs treat the symptoms, but they don't get to the problem. And any drug, you think about it, just like depression medication, it will treat the symptom, but it does not get rid of it. If you come off of those drugs, then you, more than likely, unless you do other things, you're going to have to take you're going to have to get back on your medication. You're going to have to do something different. So I wanted to start with that because that's really the crux of why I do what I do. Is I want people to enjoy their best health. I don't want to see them on a lot of medications because I've seen that for so many years, and it might make you feel better, but it doesn't get you well, all right? Or actually, it might lower your numbers, but it doesn't make you feel better. And that's what I've seen. So, hey, Kathy, thank you for joining me. And Candy, thank you. Okay, if I don't have your email, you need to send me your email because I sent out an email today with last night's replay and some information about cholesterol. So I can't cover all of it in these videos. So if I hadn't covered it, I put it in the email that's going out. So this is my launch week, just to let you know. I am launching a new challenge on Monday, all right? And so if you want to join, you need to message me. Hey, Tanya, you need to message me and let's get you in because I'm only taking 30 people in and you want to do it. Y'all that are have been in my challenge, hit the love button or like button or just say it's worth it. Do it, something to let them know that, yeah, they need to do it. Okay. So, all right. So let me just say, I'm gonna repeat some things. All right. So when you eat less cholesterol, so that's what a lot of people are going to tell you. Just quit eating eggs and quit eating fat and quit eating meat and quit eating. And I'm just like, if you do that, then your body's just going to make more because our body makes 60 to 75% of the cholesterol that we have. And so it makes it. So if you eat less, then it's just going to make more because that's what our bodies do. Our bodies are amazing. So, hey, Betsy, I couldn't answer your text, but I will answer it in a minute. Okay. All right. So, what your HDL and LDL are. All right. Let me see if I can turn this where you can see it. All right. So, your HDL and LDL, they're really not cholesterol. They're just carriers. So, one is a high-density lipoprotein, and the other one is a low-density lipoprotein. All right. So, they're not really cholesterol. They're actually lipoproteins. Okay, and they're envelopes, or let's just say little trucks, that carry cholesterol around. So when you have an injury to the inside of your vessels, and that can be caused from too much toxins, too much sugar, inflammation, so those things cause damage to the inside. It's not fat, I'm just going to tell you. It's bad fat, but it's not good fats. Don't cause that. It's the sugars and the toxins that cause that, okay? But so what LDL does is it comes there and it smears along that damaged area, this waxy stuff, okay, to cover up the area. And that's a good thing. And then here comes HDL to actually clean that up. So that's kind of the process. But one of the things that so here's the question. If cholesterol is bad, why would our bodies make it? I got the dog down here tearing up his bed, I don't know why, but he's here. Okay, so, all right, so where was I going to say? All right, so we need cholesterol to process vitamin D and to make vitamin D. So it's desperately needed. Cholesterol is desperately needed. So if you've been on medications to lower your cholesterol, this is for you to think about it, all right? It's for you to think about it. I'm not telling you to come off your medication. I would never tell you to do that. You need to talk to your doctor about that, but I'm just going to tell you this is really, really, really important, okay? So we've talked about that LDL is not really bad at all, but it's just an envelope to transport your cholesterol. And the only bad LDLs are the tiny little small ones. And that's why when you have your test done, you need to have your doctor check for if your LDL is up, is it small particle or large particle? Because the small particles are the ones that are bad. And if you've got a few of those, but a lot of the big ones, then you don't have anything to worry about, because those big ones are just going to float through your arteries. They're not going to clog up your arteries. It's those little ones that get in the where your arteries branch off. They get stuck right there, just kind of like in a river. You know how a river divides, and right there stuff will stick right there. Well, that's what's happening to when you have these small particle cholesterol. Okay, all right. So the purpose of these cholesterols is to heal your inflammation. But if you don't eat too much sugar and you don't eat toxins, you don't have this inflammation. That's why my clients, a week after they get started or 2 weeks after, if they have pain, they're like, my pain is gone. My pain is so much better. And it's because they're fueling your body properly and they're getting rid of what causes the inflammation. Sugar is the culprit, and toxic oils. So let me just repeat, your toxic oils are going to be your canola oil, your vegetable oil, your cottonseed oil, your soy oil. All of those are very toxic to your body. Don't ever use those again. You're going to find them in so many, like salad dressings, in mayonnaise and all that stuff. You're probably going to eat enough of it in that you don't need to use them. So get it out of your house and substitute it with avocado oil, olive oil. These are your omega-3s. These are good. These are the things you need to have. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let me make sure I covered everything in here. All right. So one of the things that it does is, this LDL does, is it carries that old cholesterol that was around that inflamed area. It picks it up and takes it back to the liver for recycling. So here again, if your body wasn't supposed to have this cholesterol, God wouldn't put it in there. Just like, we get 25,000 IUs of vitamin D from 20 minutes in the sun. If we weren't supposed to have that much, do you think God would give it to us that easily? So when you go to your doctor and he gives you 1,000 units of vitamin D, and it's not even D3 and K2, you're wondering, that's not very much. It's not going to do the job. It's not going to raise it up. Or then they give you like 20,000 once a week. What's that about? Why don't they just let you take the vitamin D3 and K2, about 20,000 IUs every day, or tell you to go out and stand in the sun with your arms and legs exposed for 15 or 20 minutes every day? Wouldn't that be great? Now, let me go ahead and say, and this is a little sidetrack, but you can't get it from the sun in the winter months. So you're going to have to take it. So go ahead and get yours ordered. In fact, tonight I'm doing a drawing and I'm going to give away some vitamin D3 and K2 to whoever wins. Okay, so let me take this down. Okay, so let me. I have run out of my little white papers. Can you believe it? I've used up about 20 of these things, so I've got a room under the bed. There's just hundreds of them under there, and I need to go through them. But every time I go through them, I find something that I taught that I want to teach again, so I can't throw them away. Hey, Barbara, thank you for joining me. Okay, so let me tell you my goal tonight. My goal is to get you off drugs, or to help you stay off drugs if you're not on drugs yet. And when I say drugs, I mean medicinal drugs, okay? I'm not talking about illegal drugs. I'm talking about medicinal drugs. All right. So I want to break it down to you how you can prevent getting on, whether it's heart drugs or cholesterol drugs or blood pressure drugs. All right. So first of all, I want to tell you that statin drugs, what they do is they lower your cholesterol. But here's what I also want you to know, is the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, has reported that statin drugs do not decrease your risk of heart injury, all right? So like a heart attack or a stroke. So the FDA says there's no benefit to your heart disease, which is why you take it. So there's no evidence there, okay? So here's what I want to share with you, that 9 out of 10 people are unhealthy in our country. 88% of Americans are not what we call metabolically flexible, which means that they can, like me, I could fast for 24 or 48 hours. My body is flexible enough that I can do without food and not get sick. But 9 out of 10 people couldn't do that. I know that about 8 out of the people on here can, because they've learned how to fast, and that's what you're going to learn in my program. You're going to learn how to use food for fuel, and you're not going to be so dependent on it to have it every few hours. But that's not how most people are. Okay, so here goes Atticus. All right, so I want to tell you the side effects, the proven side effects of statin drugs, and you're going to see that on the back of the bottle or on the fine print, which most people don't read, but here they are. Cognitive impairment. It's been proven that statin drugs increases the risk of cognitive decline. Depression, liver damage, heart failure, limits to cancer protection from healthy cholesterol, all right? So it's going to limit your cancer protection that you have in your body innately. Increase in blood sugar levels. So statin drugs can cause an increase in blood pressure levels. So the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, says statins actually worsen diabetes. Did you hear me? The Food and Drug Administration said statins make diabetes worse, okay? The American Heart Association suggests that all diabetics be on statin drugs. Does that make sense to you? Somebody needs to answer some questions here. Somebody needs to answer some questions. All right. So I want to tell you over here, I want you to try these things first. If your doctor maybe has suggested cholesterol medicine, and here's why he's going to suggest it. It is a standard of care. It is a guideline that they go by, and they are obligated for liability reasons to tell you if your cholesterol is 200 or more or less or more, then they're going to recommend a statin drug. Now, that doesn't mean you have to take it, but that's what they're going to recommend because they're obligated to do it, okay? All right. So just like a state patrol, if he stops you and you're going 80 miles an hour, he's going to recommend that you go 55 because that's the speed limit, all right? But that doesn't mean you're going to have an accident if you go 80. It's just that's what he's going to recommend because that's the standard, okay? Well, the standard for cholesterol was changed in 2011. It was 240, and then it came down to 220. Now it's 200. So they keep lowering the number that makes you qualify for drugs, all right? And 32 million people in America are on statin drugs. Think about that. And then we say 9 out of 10 Americans aren't healthy. So that's a big part of the population that is that are taking statin drugs. Okay. So I want to tell you the, can you see me over here? Okay, here we go. So I want to give you the things to try first, all right? And you can, this video, I'm going to put it in an email. So if you don't catch all this, you can watch the replay. But number one is red yeast rice. Now, it needs to be fermented and it needs to be non-genetically modified. But there's something in that that will help lower your cholesterol, all right? Number two is CoQ10 and essential fatty acids. So think about this. Statin drugs, they do lower your cholesterol. They do because they block it. But what they also do is they lower your CoQ10. And CoQ10 is essential for your muscles to work right, to have energy. Think about muscles. Heart muscle, not having energy, low energy. People on statins have low energy. Something isn't measuring up, is it? Nope, not for me either. So, so you want to get your essential fatty acids. So here's the things, I'm going to repeat these that you need to get rid of, is canola, corn, vegetables, soy oil, cottonseed oil, and peanut oil. And there's some others, but those for sure. You want to get rid of those. Don't use those again because they cause inflammation in your body and they're toxic, okay? You want to add eggs. They're a great source of good cholesterol, okay, and vitamin K2 in the yolk. If you don't cook it too much, it'll have K2, which helps when it partners with D3. K2 actually helps your body absorb D3. All right, increase your avocado. I love avocado and avocado oil. That's what I use to fry in. I make salad dressing with it. Olive oil is also a good option. Coconut oil, ghee, which is pure butter. It's especially if you're getting it from grass-fed cows. All right, whole fats like your whole fat dairy, heavy whipping cream. Those are all good, especially if they're not pasteurized and from an organic source. And then nuts. So nuts have a lot of good fats in them, especially here are your best nuts. Pecans are your best nuts. Walnuts, Brazil nuts, and macadamia nuts. And then behind that is going to come almonds, and especially you want to try to get your almonds without the shell on them because the shell has some lectin and some other things in it. But almonds do have a little bit more carbs, so your best four are going to be pecans, Brazil nuts, walnuts, and macadamia nuts. And kind of behind that is going to be pistachios. Now, cashews are not a nut, and they're loaded with carbs. So I would just say, bump cashews out of the way. Think about it. When you eat them, they taste sweet. So you definitely don't want to get cashews. All right. So that's number two. Get your essential fatty acids. Increase your CoQ10. And then number three is cut your sugars. And that's anything that ends in OSE, sucralose, fructose, high fructose corn syrup. It's in everything. Think about it. It's in saltine crackers. It's in so many foods. So you definitely want to get that out of your body, okay? And then let's see what else. Yeah. So your sugars. So your maltodextrin. Your there's all the OSEs. All right. So let's just say that OSE. But fructose mainly because it does have a different effect on the liver than other things, okay? So high fructose corn syrup. And then you want to eat clean protein. So that's grass-fed beef. So we don't eat dairy. We don't eat grains because of the gluten and the effect that it has on our gut. And all my clients will tell you when they're a week off of it, they come off all their stomach medicine. They don't need it anymore. All right. So you don't need medicine when you fuel your body properly. And that's what my program is all about, is teaching you how to fuel your body so it runs like a well-oiled machine, just like mine does. I'm 65 years old and my body runs like a well-oiled machine. Okay. And then number 5 is 10 minutes of brisk exercise every day. So you want to get your heart rate up. What that does is it brings your insulin down. So after you've eaten a meal, go out and do some brisk exercise, a 10-minute brisk walk, a little sprint, do some cardiovascular, some push-ups, some sit-ups, some walking lunges, some squats. Those are kind of the things that I do. Hey, Lori. Hey, Dolores. Hey, Mike. Thanks for joining me. Okay. And then, so that last one is, do your workout. And also that boost in your energy with that 10-minute workout is going to boost your human growth hormone, which is a fat-burning hormone. So you definitely want to have that. And then one last little tip I just got to throw in here. If you eat within the 2 to 3 hour window before you go to bed, you're going to boost your insulin. And insulin is a bully hormone. And it will not coexist with human growth hormone. So your human growth hormone normally goes up about midnight. Well, really about 10 o'clock. And if you've eaten in that window before in 7 to 10 o'clock, then your human growth hormone goes up, but here comes insulin and it's going to knock it down. And so while you're sleeping, you're actually storing fat rather than burning fat. Okay, so I'm about to draw for the vitamin D. So let me see here who is going to get that. Okay. All right, Lisa White. Okay. Lisa White Williams. That's what I see when I see Facebook. Lisa Williams won the vitamin D. All right, this is vitamin D and D3 and K2. And you definitely want to get this. This is Dr. Living Goods. His is one of the best, I think. And it's because it has some other important things in it too. And so there's a lot of them out there on the market that are just not quality, but his are definitely quality. Okay, so share this video and I'll put you in here for the drawing tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I am going to be drawing for, hold on, let me see. Oops, let me get it. I'm going to be drawing for a Numi skin product. So this is it right here. This is my, people mention all the time, my skin looks so good. And this is what I do every day. I spray it, 2 sprays with this Numi skin. This is called Prima Skin, but it's Numi skin. And I can tell so much difference. I don't use any other oils or anything. I just spray that on my face, just squish it on my chest and on my hands, and I can tell a tremendous difference. So if you haven't been introduced to this product, I would love to share it with you. There's a sister product called Numi, it's called Numi Swish, and it actually is a glutathione product, which is what this is. It's nano-sized glutathione. There's no other product like this. So if you have not experienced this, I want you to get some, because I'm telling you, it's making a tremendous difference in not only my life, but the life of my family members, the life of friends, and I don't know, about 100 other people that I know. And they just say, I can't live without it. It helps with my pain. It helps with my sleep. It's just important, okay? All right, so let me make sure I covered everything. So if I've had so many people have so much success, and I want you to have that success. If your clothes are tight, if you're carrying around extra weight, if you just don't feel good, maybe you're not overweight, but maybe you have stomach issues, or maybe you're noticing some brain fog, or maybe you just don't have any energy, or maybe you have pain. I want to help you with that. And I'm just going to tell you, the first way to start is to get your diet, get your nutrition back in check, because food is medicine. Food is our fuel, and after all, your body is carrying you around. I think you're worth it. So message me. I'd love to give you a link to join this next challenge coming up. We can get on the phone and talk about it. Give me your email if I don't have it. I'll add you to my newsletter. I'm going to send out the replay of this video and some more information. So send that to me. If you've been in my challenge and you're positive about it, please hit the heart button before you leave, and maybe even leave a comment to whether it was worth it to you, okay, if you've done it. Okay, so let me make sure. Okay, I'm just going to say this. I want to end with this. There's no other program like mine. There's just not. And I know there are lots of programs where people are losing weight, and they're doing some of the same things that I'm doing. But I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to get daily coaching like I'm going to give you. You're not going to get somebody that's right there when you want to text them. I'm not going to sell you potions and shakes and all of that. I'm going to teach you how to eat good whole foods, okay? And then, you won't get the spiritual support and learn how to think differently about food that you're going to get in my program. So I'm just going to tell you, don't miss it. You probably tried other things. They may work, but they're not going to work long term, because in this program, you change the way you relate to food. You become a healthy person, and that's what I want for you, is to be a healthy person, not just a person that pushes back from food and takes shakes and does those kinds of things. And I'm not saying there's everything wrong with shakes, but I'm just saying that if you really want to be a healthy person for the rest of your life, not just for 90 days, but for the rest of your life, then that's what my program is. So thank y'all for sharing. Thank you, Tracy. And thank you, Tanya. Thank you, all of y'all that shared. And please share the video, and we'll talk soon. Thank you, Linda. Yes, and I want to interview you soon, girl. We hadn't done that yet. So we are meeting up, if you're interested, at Manna in Hazelhurst on Thursday night at 5:30. You can come anytime you want to. We're just going to be there at 5:30, and you can meet some of these people. We're going to have a good time. You can eat, or you don't have to eat, but last time we stayed till about 9 o'clock. You can stay as long as you want to, an hour, or you can eat or not, or what. It's just a meetup time. You can ask questions. You can talk to the people that have been successful. And hey, Barbara, good to see you. Thank you. All right, so y'all have a good night. Sleep good. You need good sleep, and we'll talk to you soon.